Hi there. So I'm going to talk with you today, or present to you today, about soccer. So for those of you who aren't familiar with soccer, it is an amazing sport. It is also known as football in other countries other than the United States. And soccer is played on a relatively large field, preferably grass, but there's also turf that can be played on as well. And it's 11 players on one team versus 11 players on another team. And there should be 3 officials on the field, but I've also seen 1 official or referee on the field at any one point in time. So for one particular team, you would have 11 players on one side, and you'd be defending that half. And it starts from the back and the defensive line being the keeper. Sometimes they're called goalies, but you should call them a keeper because goalies are for hockey. So you have the keeper, and they can use their hands. And then you'll have fullbacks, midfields, and then strikers or forwards. And sometimes teams can do different variations. Sometimes they can do 4-4-2 or 4-3-3, whatever the lineup may be, but they can rotate. Now the keeper can only use their hands in the penalty box, whereas no one else on the field can use their hands. So the keeper can only use their hands in the penalty box. Once they step outside of the penalty box, they can no longer use their hands. And there's one more box called the goal box, and the keeper, that's where the keeper would put down the ball to then kick it to the other team if the ball went out. I should tell you a little bit more about the layout of the field. There are 2 parallel lines called sidelines, and that's where the 2 sideline referees run up and down, back and forth, to make sure that no players are offsides, which I might get to in a little bit, or if the ball crosses out of bounds, and then the other team would throw it. And then perpendicular to those sidelines are 2 goal lines. One goal line for the other team, and then your goal line, the one that you're defending. So the objective of soccer, the objective of the game, is to score. So the team works together, 11 on 11, or the 11-player team will work together to carry the ball with their feet, pass the ball, crossing the ball, and eventually shooting the ball, and hopefully getting it across the other team's goal line and the back of the net. That is the objective of the game. However, sometimes it doesn't happen, and ties, so the same score for both teams, those do happen. Sometimes really big wins happen. You can have 5 goals to 0 or something, but you can certainly have 0-0 or 2-2.